Hello lovelies, welcome back to my channel, Agape Love Always. Today's topic is relationship with my dad. If you've been following me, you must have heard me mention my dad and of my royal descendant. My dad is a prince in the Nnewi royal family. His full name is Ikechukwu Batram Oji, and he's called Ezenwa. I had a very lovely relationship with my dad. I'm the first child and the first daughter, and the only daughter as well. You know, the relationship between a father and a daughter is inseparable. I can say that I am one of those people that are very privileged to have a loving father who loves me very dearly. My dad is a very handsome man. For anybody who knows him, fair in complexion, tall, well educated, had his master's in America, came back to Nigeria and worked as a civil servant. He's very loving, not only to me, but to anybody who has come across him. Not everybody says good thing about him. So accommodating to a fault. But I can talk about his love for me, which is very unconditional. You know, when somebody is dark in complexion, they always say it's not beautiful. But my dad didn't say that. He instilled confidence in me to say, yes, I'm not fair. People might say I'm not beautiful, but I will never ever swap you for anybody. He made me feel like a princess that I am. I did not lack within what he can provide. He instilled in me that I can come to him at any time and ask what I need. All my needs were met. And that is not something I take for granted when I look back. I remember me and my brother always fighting, and one day he threw a stone and cracked my teeth. And when my dad came home, heard about it, he beat him blue and black. My mom was screaming, "You're going to kill him." He said, "You know why I'm beating you? Not only did you harm your sister, you want to disfigure her. You don't want her to get married." So anyway, that teeth was filed. It was shorter than the others, but eventually my brother trained as a dentist and he repaired it. So he tried to remedy what he caused, the damage he caused. Back to my dad. My dad is somebody I can trust, I can go to tell anything. He sees the good in everything, in every situation, no matter how bad. I remember one day my mom was drilling me to cook, and he said, "You must prepare bitter leaf soup." And I tried my best, because the bitter leaf is bitter. you have to wash and wash and wash it and test it and make sure it's not bitter to put it in the soup. But because I was playful, and also when you have eaten a lot and drank water, your mouth tastes nice. So even when you test it, you think it's clean. So in haste, I prepared this soup. And what's the end result? It was bitter. You would think people drink Guinness, which is bitter, but you can't have the soup that is bitter. So my mom came home and tested it. She was disappointed. I think I had some beating. And he said, you know what, your punishment, you will finish this pot of soup yourself. That's what you're going to do. So I was crying. My dad came home. So my mom hurriedly went and prepared something for my dad to eat. And my dad came home and said, why are you crying? I said, I made a pot of soup. Oh, he said, oh, so you've now grown to start making soup. I'm really proud of you. My mom said, what? What? That soup, she's going to finish it. She was playful. She didn't wash the bitter leaf. And now that soup is bitter. And my dad said, okay. The first soup my daughter has prepared, I'm going to test it. My mom said, no, it's bitter. He said, I'm going to test it. So my dad doesn't eat curry or any other swallow. He only has pounded yam. So the pounded yam was done. And he said, bring me that soup. And I brought it and I was shivering. And he tested it and he swallowed. He said, oh, this soup is so sweet. I will be having this soup until it finishes. I was gobsmacked. That is love. That is how to bring somebody down that is down up. My mom said, you are not doing this just to please her. And he said, it tastes sweet in my mouth. So I don't forget it. I know my mom poured the soup away anyway. But that singular act gave me hope. Gave me the encouragement to do better. To not fail. To prove to him what he sees in me. It drives me to do better. And that is one of the reasons why I'm so driven. Anything I want to do, if I'm not going to get it perfect, I leave it. And I know at some point my mom was saying, you could have been created a man because of the focus you have, the way you multitask, the way you do things effortlessly that you set your mind to do. But I can say today that that drive came from my loving dad because he saw everything good in me. There was no flaw as far as he's concerned. That I had keloid, he didn't see that. That I was dark skinned, he didn't see that. That I was not as tall as I tell myself that I'm not tall. But I am tall because I'm 5'6" or 5'7". But he sees everything beautiful in me. And that is how every father should treat their daughters. Give them that confidence. Give them the way they should expect to be treated. And thankfully, that helped me with choosing a husband. My husband, I can say, has a lot of qualities like my dad. He doesn't see any flaw in me. He only sees everything good. Even when I'm fat, I've gained weight, he will say, you're okay. And when I'm slim down, he says, you're beautiful. He doesn't see anything bad. And I'm glad. Because when a girl is growing up and has a dad, that dad is a role model who they will end up as boyfriends or go out on a date with or marry eventually. So if the dad is not showing affection, supporting this girl or the daughter, they will go for people that do not care about them. And I keep telling my daughter, if you marry somebody like your dad or near your dad, you will be pleased. And your children, if you have girl children, they will have a good role model. So that is the relationship between myself and my dad. And I'm glad that I was able to look after him when he was ill until he died. And my husband met him and they bonded very well. And he was very happy when he has assessed my husband to say, yeah, you can take care of my daughter. And he has not disappointed him. The only wish, he said, please look after your mother. It brings tears to my eyes. Look after your mother for me when I'm gone. And by the grace of God, we did, me and my brother. We did our best and look after our mom. And I'm sure both of them are there looking over us and watching us. And I was also glad, tearing up, I was also glad that he met my daughter. And he was so pleased. And he kept shouting, come and meet my Amaka's daughter. Come and meet Amaka's child. And then I was pregnant with my first son when he died. And he knew I was pregnant. And I named my son Ikechukwu after my dad. My husband didn't have any objection. He said, that's very appropriate. So that's my story about relationship with my father. I hope people that are watching, that you had a good relationship with your father or a father figure that you had. Please comment and write your own relationship and experiences. And if this has helped you, please share so that others will benefit. Thank you for watching. Love you. Agape love. Always. Stay tearing up. Yeah. Or there are tears of joy. Love you. Loving Dad.